Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is David Neyts, and today's topic is living in LA on a budget. A ton of people dream of moving to California, and more specifically, Los Angeles. After all, it's a beautiful place with its surrounding beaches, beautiful people, glamorous Hollywood, but also extremely expensive cost of living. As they say, beauty comes at a price. But what if I told you that living in the city doesn't just have to be a dream? Yes, it's going to require a lot of hard work, but hard work pays off. You're going to have to be street smart and get creative sometimes, but with a little hard work and dedication, you too could live in one of the most prominent places in the world. I've been living in this city for 19 years now, and through that I've come to learn many tips on how to live in the city without actually breaking the bank. And lucky for you, the watchers, I'm going to share some of these tips. Just don't forget to like the video if you think that you learned something from it. Also, likes do help boost the video through the YouTube algorithm, which ultimately makes it more available for everyone. Number 1, where to live. Before you rent a place in LA, be sure to scout around where you would like to live. Probably the biggest expense you will have to consider each month is rent. With a median price for a small studio of $1,400 to whatever exorbitant price the landlord decides that people can pay, you're really going to have to shop around. Heck, if you're not on a budget, you could easily go for a beachfront house between $4,000 to $6,000 a month. But I don't think you'd be watching this video if you weren't on a budget. Basically, every neighborhood is overpriced, but there are some places that are a little bit cheaper. For example, Northeast LA, which encompasses Eagle Rock, Glassell Park, and Highland Park, will sometimes have one bedrooms between $1,500 to $1,700 a month. Echo Park is another good location, but it'll be a little bit more expensive at $1,800. Finally, some parts of the San Fernando Valley, even though expensive in some parts, will hide little pockets of locations that may have rents of around $1,500 or even $1,400 if you go closer to Topanga. We also do need to consider gentrification, and even though these places are slightly cheaper, they're getting more and more expensive as time passes by. Number 2, get a roommate or two. Even though choosing an adequate location can substantially reduce your rent, the actual best way to half or even more than half your rent is to get one or multiple roommates. Usually the rent increase between a 1, 2, or even 3-bedroom apartment is not substantially more compared to just renting a studio or 1 bedroom. This means that splitting a place, you'll be able to share the rent, decreasing your monthly living expense. Since we did mention that rent is the biggest money issue you will encounter in LA, finding people to live with might be a good solution. Do be sure to move in with trustworthy people, because, well, if they are acquaintances or people you got from the internet, a credit card check and making them sign the lease with you is in your best interest. Living with other people is a sort of relationship, at least for the time that you live with them. This means that if they are messy or noisy or simply not compatible with you, you may get stuck with people you don't want to live with. The credit check and signing the lease with them is important because you want to make sure that they can pay their rent. The worst thing you want to deal with is having to get them evicted from your own place, or actually getting an eviction from your landlord because you couldn't come up with your roommate's part of the rent because they didn't pay their share. Number 3, transportation. Los Angeles is a big place. This means that most probably you will need a car. But if you are on a budget, you might need to live with public transportation. Even though LA doesn't have the best bus and metro system, it's actually not too bad depending on where you live. If your living location is next to a metro stop and your work is also close to a metro stop, then maybe you might be okay without a car, at least in the beginning. Also, we have the luck of being in a place that has Uber and Lyft, which could probably take you to places that aren't too well connected. If you factor in the fact that you don't need to lease a car, pay insurance, gas, and maintenance for it, you might be surprised at how much money you could save by simply not having a car. In the end, it really depends on your job. If you're into acting and filmmaking like me, not having your own means of transportation could be a catastrophe. But if your job and lifestyle is pretty much in the same areas all the time, you may not need to have a car. Number 4, fun doesn't have to be expensive. One of the greatest things about the City of Angels is that there are always tons of fun activities to do. And a lot of these activities, well, they're free. There are amazing beaches, hiking spots, farmers markets, free art events such as the Art Walk, which happens every second Thursday evening of the month in downtown LA, free concerts, and museum days. There's so many free activities happening all over the city. A simple search on Google or going on websites like eventbrite.com will literally give you a ton of events and even movie screenings for free. Not all events are free, but a lot of these are, and if there is a fee, it's very minimal. Number 5, be a wise grocery shopper. It's so easy to simply go to the nearest supermarket because it's next to your house, but if the closest place to buy your food is an upscale market, then be ready to pay the price. Simply going to Trader Joe's, John's, Vaughn's, or other local markets that aren't the biggest chains could save you hundreds of dollars a month. Also, don't frown upon the 99-cent stores. You'd be surprised at how much organic and quality products they have. If you do want to go the 99-cent route, I'd still recommend to go into the ones that are in the nicer areas. The more upscale the area, the better products are in the store. Presentation in these places may not be the best, but if you actually look around, you can shop for healthy stuff without spending too much money. Also, avoiding coffee shops such as Starbucks, Coffee Bean, and whatever other coffee place will make you wealthy. Come on, $7 coffee when you could probably make a coffee or tea at home for just a couple of cents? I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend money to treat yourself sometimes, but micro spending is literally the worst thing you can do. A dollar spent here, a dollar spent there might seem like very little, but multiply that on a daily basis over weeks and months and years, that will amount to thousands of dollars. In the end, moving to sought-after cities that have big industries and companies is always going to be a challenge, but with some strategic planning, willing to live in a little bit less luxury, and just being patient and hardworking will make you eventually successful in whatever city you want to live in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, I want to thank everyone for watching it, and I did enjoy researching the subject and making the knowledge available to you guys. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Leave a comment too, and let me know if there are other subjects you'd like me to tackle. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.